Good morning. There's a lot of wind out here. My name is Abbie Newman. I'm the CEO of Mission Kids Child Advocacy Center. Thank you very much for that introduction, District Attorney Steele. I'm so grateful to be invited to say a few words this morning by Jennifer Riley of Marsy's Law. I want to thank Linda for all that she's gone through and comes out and advocates for. And of course, I need to thank Attorney General Josh Shapiro and District Attorney Kevin Steele for their staunch support of all victims of crime in Montgomery County and across the Commonwealth. In addition to this being Crime Victims' Rights Week, April is also Child Abuse Prevention Month. And as we talk about crime victims' rights, I'm going to talk about some of the most vulnerable victims, abused children. Many of you know that Mission Kids coordinates a multidisciplinary team response to allegations of child abuse with the District Attorney's Office, the Office of Children and Youth, and all 50 police departments in Montgomery County. And we provide a child-friendly and child-focused location for abused children and non-offending family members. Without a child advocacy center like Mission Kids, an abused child needs to tell their story repeatedly to professionals who are trying to help them. And each time they tell their story, they are re-traumatized by the pain of their abuse. At Mission Kids, with a multidisciplinary team watching in a separate room by closed-circuit television, the child gets to tell their story to a trained forensic interviewer who asks age-appropriate and non-leading questions. The interviews are recorded, and therefore the child usually only has to tell their story once, removing the additional trauma of the constant repetition over and over again. We work with victims of child sexual abuse, serious physical abuse, and witnesses to violence, including domestic violence, and have worked with over 5,500 of these vulnerable victims in Montgomery County alone. 90% of these children know their abuser, and most often the abuser is a trusted friend or family member. Many victims of child sexual abuse don't talk about their abuse until months, years, adulthood, or sometimes never. They're threatened by their abusers. They're told that they have to keep their secret, or they'll harm them or their loved ones. Or most horrible of all, they might tell their child that the abuse that happens was their fault, racking them with shame and guilt for their entire lives. The deck is stacked for many of these children at the time that the abuse begins. We're very lucky in Montgomery County that every child and non-offending family member who comes to Mission Kids is assigned a family advocate, specifically to help that child navigate the confusion and stress of the criminal justice system. Imagine a child who's been abused by a trusted adult and a parent who wants to achieve justice for that child, not knowing when they might see their abuser, who has threatened them just in case they see them in that situation. Our advocates prepare them for what they might expect during a process that may take years. And that long period of time is specifically designed to safeguard the rights of the accused under our Constitution. The advocate makes sure that the child and non-offending family know when proceedings are taking place and that they have the opportunity, if they desire, to attend those hearings. If the family wants, the advocate will go to the proceedings with them so they're not alone when they see the accused again. In short, the family advocate assists the child and non-offending caregiver in dealing with the inherent stress of the criminal justice process on the victim. We're very proud of the services that we provide for child victims and their families in Montgomery County, but not every county or child victim of other crimes has a Mission Kids, and many victims are not afforded their own advocates. In fact, more than 1/3 of the counties in Pennsylvania do not have a child advocacy center like Mission Kids at all. And many of the counties that do have a CAC, a child advocacy center, are not lucky enough to have the resources to provide the advocates that we do at Mission Kids. Among other things, Marsy's Law helps to ensure that all victims are treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, are given timely notice and opportunity to take part in public proceedings, reasonable protection from the accused, and informed of their rights so they can enforce them under the Pennsylvania Constitution, whereas they currently have no remedy. Giving victims these basic considerations in no way diminishes the rights of the accused, but instead creates a balance between the rights of the accused and of victims of crime and equal rights in the court process. All of our crime victims, including children and families, deserve a balanced justice system which considers the harm endured by the victim, By elevating the rights of victims to the Pennsylvania Constitution, we are telling them that we honor and respect them and create a better system for all. Thank you very much for being here today and supporting crime victims in Pennsylvania.